but I love him, and I mean, I shouldn't be penalized for that, I don't think, but there is the reality that that is true.
What then would you say, Rachel, because you are the black woman? What can a white woman do to be more accepted by black women?
I know you didn't do that. Rachel, here's your answer. Here's your answer. I don't care. You just look him dead in the eye and say, I don't care. You're not going to do that. Apparently you guys are friends. So you're probably going to say, oh, well, we need to be more open, blah, blah, blah. Black women. I hope you don't say black women are insecure. I hope you don't say that foolishness. I hope you don't feed into this and make her out to be a victim. She's literally not a victim. She is saying that his family and friends accept her. Why do you ask her what she has to do to be more accepted in the black community? Apparently she doesn't have to do anything because his family and friends accept her. She said she feels comfortable. His family and friends accept her. Who doesn't accept whom is her family and friends don't accept him, and she implies that they might be racist. So maybe you should ask this white man how to get her family and friends, if we're going across the board, to accept him. Or you can ask her how to get his people to accept her. I don't know their dynamic. I'm just saying, it seems like the white side over here is the problem in terms of accepting. Hey guys, welcome back to Themis and Thoughts. Grab your coffee, water, tea. I am drinking Powerade. I need all the electrolytes I can get. I haven't slept well in over 2 weeks, and you can see the dogs. Oh, there's like a tint on my face. Period. Whatever works, works. I don't think I've ever been on without my glasses, and I cannot find them. So you're gonna have to get this. All of this. In any case, well, there is a video from a year ago called Uncomfortable Conversation with a Black Man, and the episode I'm talking about is some kind of interracial relationship discussion. We're going to talk about it. I haven't seen the video yet. I'm going to watch it live and react to it now. But before we do that, the reason I'm going to watch this is because I saw Abba and Preach while I was traveling. I was watching Abba and Preach, and this one came up, so I watched it. Didn't finish all of it. Literally within the first 3 minutes, they said this, and I just stopped it because we needed to watch it together. And I need to give my sort of unbiased opinion on the video. But this is what Abba and Preach had to say, and as soon as I saw this, I knew I was going to react to it. So this again is what Abba and Preach had to say.
Know how to do that, and that is why I want to talk, because
No, I love, I'm gonna tell you something. I love every moment of it.
Why?
Because what this promotes is growth and strength in our relationship.
I know. It's just even funnier because you know they got divorced. So it's just that's why it's like literally like a couple of months after this they got divorced. So yeah, no, it's just
He's just really.
we're getting stronger.
All right. So having seen that, I realized, no. I am not going to listen to Abba and Preach talk about this one. I am going to actually do it myself. So we're going to watch this together and we're going to react. I hope there's not an echo. I feel like I'm brand new to this YouTube thing again, having gone for so long. So here we go.
You see, prior to 1967, if these couples were to join me on stage, they would have to look like this. Because this would have been illegal and probably still makes you a little uncomfortable. I'm joined now by Rachel and Brian of season 13 of The Bachelorette, most notably the first Black Bachelorette in the show's history, also joined by Lindsey Vonn, Olympic gold.
All right. So it's not a critique for Lindsey. It's more a critique for us as Black people. I think in 2020, 2019, 2018. All right. So from 2018 and beyond, honestly, from the early 2000s and beyond, if you're the first black person to X, Y, and Z, whatever organization is behind X, Y, and Z should be canceled, or at least black people shouldn't care about that group, right? It's not a badge of honor to be the first black bachelorette, right? It's not an honor to be the first black bachelor. There should have been a black. I'm not going to get into this. I would hate to be the first black anything, honestly.
Yup.
In 2022, like that, that's just. It's giving very much tokenism, in my opinion. Okay, there. I said it. You were a token, and it is what it is. That's my opinion. Also, the conversation about interracial dating is not necessarily. I don't think it is something that is like weird for people. I think most people who do it for the wrong reason, they feel uncomfortable talking about it. That's what I'm going to say. Let's move on.
Medalist and PK star defenseman for the New Jersey Devils. But I want to start with an email that I received, and I really want to focus on the interracial aspect of all of this, because someone asked me, they said, Emmanuel, as a black man, do you feel betrayed when you see a black woman with a white man? And I might not necessarily say I feel betrayed, but I feel some type of way. Rachel, you and I, we go back. And so I'm going to tell you something that I haven't told you before. 2017, I'm watching The Bachelorette, and I see finally they chose a black woman. They chose a black queen. And I'm thinking to myself, surely she's going to pick a black king. I know nothing about Brian, like nothing about Brian. Never met the guy. But all I see is Rachel picked a guy who is seemingly white. I felt some type of way about that. What would you say to someone who shared those sentiments? What would you say to them?
Well,
What she should have said is, I don't know what she said, but she's gonna be civilized. She should have said, it's none of your business. She should have said, where were you on The Bachelor? So people are already going to be mad at me now, and I get it. The fact that he's being honest, which I'm grateful for, but the fact that it bothers him when a black woman dates a white man, and maybe we'll see later, but it doesn't seem like he has the same kind of energy on the opposite side of the table, is a problem. It's hypocrisy. It is hypocrisy. Like, there's no way around that. It is hypocrisy. Let people date who they want to date. It's none of your business.
I don't even know if I should say friend after you just said that to me. No, I'm kidding. But honestly, I had to say, you know what, my journey of love can't be any different just because the color of my skin is. And people can't judge me for picking someone who doesn't look like me. Like, I feel like they expect me to pick someone who looks just like me, but that's not fair. They should just want me to fall in love with whoever it is that I vibe with.
You know, I think about this quote, and I was thinking about this yesterday. It says, if the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? We all remember that. If the enemy of my enemy is my friend, then the friend of my enemy is my enemy. And I was thinking, historically speaking, white people are the enemy of black people. So when you see a black person with a white person, then all of a sudden you're like, wait, you're with the enemy. Have you lost friends based on who you love being a black man?
Being a black man?
I wouldn't say I've lost friends.
Wait, I'm confused. Why is she answering? Have you lost friends because of who you date being a black... Why did I do that? Being a black man. I think the question was for... let's repeat that. I'm sure the question was for him, because I'm sure he said being a black man. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let's hear it again.
Being a black man?
I wouldn't say I've lost friends. There has been a lot of difficult moments with people that I'm very close to that it's been very hurtful, and I don't know exactly how to approach it. I don't know how to communicate our relationship to them in a way that they understand. I don't know how to get rid of racism and just allow them to see him for the person that he is. I don't know how to do that, and that is why I want to talk, because I
love, I'm gonna tell you something. I love every.
All right. wait. First of all, Rebecca, I don't know her name. The question wasn't for you. The question was for him. Have you lost friends because of who you date being a black man? You decided that you were going to answer, essentially. And in your answer, you said you haven't lost friends. You then invoke racism. So to me, it sounds like the people you have not lost are racist in your mind because they're rejecting him. But you have not lost them. So they are still your friends and family. They are racist. They don't like him. You're with him. But you're also friends with the people who are also... Girl, no, absolutely not. And then he said something, I heard, I love it, or something. We'll get to his response to that. So, you are maintaining relationships with people you believe to be racist because you said you haven't lost them, but you don't know how to communicate to them. So you haven't communicated to them. You haven't tried to Look, this is ghetto. Them two people, I don't care what you say, these two are ghetto. They're ghetto. Absolutely not. Let's hear this man justify the foolishness that his fiance or wife, I don't know, his partner is still maintaining relationships with people who don't like him because of the color of his skin. No one else said it, she implies that they're racist. She did that. No, look, the question wasn't even for her. Like, the question wasn't even for her. And she jumped in, she started the bust. She started the bus, hit the gas, jumped out of the bus, and then ran in front of it and lay under the bus. Like, she did that all on her own. Now let's see this man defend her and his relationship.
No, I love, I'm gonna tell you something. I love every moment of it.
Why?
Because what this promotes is growth and strength. And
What do you mean it promotes growth and strength? She said she don't know how to talk to them. She doesn't talk to them. She's maintaining relationships with them. Is she trying to change them? She just admit to not talking to them about it because she doesn't know how to talk to them about that. She said, essentially, they're racist. What growth? What do you love about being disliked for the color of your skin? I'm confused. Girl, hurry up and talk, because you're annoying me now, sir.
in our relationship. And I'm not against that. Adversity is a great thing. When people show true colors, this world is full of a lot of people. Not everybody's going to be accepting of everything.
Do you not have a problem with the fact of when black...
No. I don't. I heard you say the word black. Do you not have a problem with black? Her racist people aren't black. Her racist friend rejecting her for the person she's with, which is a black man. Them rejecting her, they are not black. It's not a black friend that's telling her that she shouldn't be with a black guy. It is a white person telling her that she shouldn't be with a white. Why is there no pushback? I need some clarification. I don't know who the host is. It is what it is. So it seems like a good enough guy. I don't know him. I just say everyone seems like a good enough guy. why are you moving forward? Like, this seems meaty, and now it seems like you're going to change the conversation to black, which, forget black people for a moment. The white lady volunteered an answer and volunteered to be involved. This man beside her doesn't seem to care about her racism and her family racism. So, friends racism also. So ignore black people for a moment, if you will, because this lady seemed to want to be under the bus. So let her be under the bus. Let's ask her some questions. So how do you approach your family and friends who don't like him because of the color of his skin? You said racism just now. Do you think they're racist? Okay, if you think they're racist, are you maintaining the relationship with these people? Because you said you haven't lost them, so you guys are still family. Like, give me something. Give me something. Anyway, let's continue. I wish this was live. I should have been doing this live. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm not doing this live. This should not be a video. This should be a live reaction where we talk. I'm very much annoyed. I'm annoyed first at her for answering a question that was not directed her way. But then I was fine with it because she's like, okay, I'm going to put myself in the hot seat to be questioned. Then this man is saying, oh, I love it. Okay, useless. And then the host is going to ignore all of that meaty discussion to go talk about something else. Let's hear what the host is going to talk about. I heard him say black, and I really don't want him to talk about how black people are rejecting interracial marriage or whatever.
People. Not everybody's going to be accepting of everything.
Do you not have a problem with the fact of when black people are seen with white people, to a degree, to the black person, like, you've lessened your blackness? Like, Rachel, you are an intelligent woman, law degree, well-spoken, you're with Brian, good dude, but he's not black. People look at you and you're like, Rachel shouldn't even be talking. Like, she's not even black.
I've experienced that, and hearing you talk about.
I'm so annoyed. After the white lady talked about how her group of people reject him and she implies that they're racist, you are now going to go and ask about black people's reaction to interracial. So you're just gonna let her go. You're just gonna let her go. You're just gonna blame black people for rejecting interracial. That's what you're going. Anyway, let me stop. The energy in that question towards Rachel is annoying to me. I am going to assume that he is not going to ask them over here the same question. You are a successful sports player. Girl, I don't know, a gold medalist or something. I don't care. But you are successful. You have probably more resource, maybe not more brain cells, but more resource, actually financial resource, than she does. So I feel like when it comes to the community and who you should be talking to, maybe both, but like you need to direct the same question over here. I don't know why I'm opining on something that I don't know if he does. He doesn't seem like the type to do it, so let's continue.
About the way you grew up, you've probably experienced that your entire life. I've always been told that I wasn't black enough. And I'm not even I don't have, any white in my blood. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but just, I don't know if that's but I'm just saying, I am not biracial is what I'm saying. Like, I'm a black woman, and I've always been told that I wasn't black enough because of the way that I grew up, the experiences that I had. And so to be 100% honest, and you know this, it was something that I fought before I came onto The Bachelor. Up until I was 30, I really didn't date seriously outside of my race because I felt like society, not my parents, not my friends, society was telling me I had to pick a black man.
I got an email and it pierced my heart. She said, can you help me? What can I do as a white woman to be more accepted by black women? What would you say?
I don't know the answer to that.
All right. The host is trash. The host is trash. In this interview, the host is trash. Like, he's just trash. Yes, I said it. I said it. It makes no sense that this lady would open herself up to be questioned in the way that she was. And like in this moment, I am so frustrated. Calm down. In this moment, it doesn't make sense for you to be talking about black people not accepting white people when we have a woman here saying that she didn't lose anyone because she didn't, but they're racist, essentially, and they rejected him. And yet the host is talking about black people not accepting interracial, whatever, right? Now, it's funny. I almost missed this, actually. In talking, I heard the lady talking, and she was saying she really didn't want to date white. She wanted a black man. She's been waiting for a black man. She's been dating, and she hasn't seriously dated out of her race before now. So it's interesting that that part kind of get me. Why? Ask her why. Was she rejected by a black man for being too smart? Was she rejected for having a college degree? Was she rejected for being an attorney? Because her degree doesn't matter. Let me stop with the manosphere talking point. I drag them at every chance I get.
Whoa, you grew.
I'm wrong. But I just don't understand what the narrative is here. It's kind of silly.
I feel like, PK's family and his friends, his family's friends, everyone has been so accepting of me. And I just try to be kind to every person that I meet. And even if they hate me because I'm with a strong black man, I'm still the same person. I know that I'm a good person. I know that
It doesn't make you sad.
It does make me sad because
It does make her sad. It does not make her sad. That is some dumb question. That is a dumb. She literally just said she's not being rejected. That PK or whatever PJ. I don't know his name. I don't care. His family is very welcoming of her.
I feel like, PK's family and his friends, his family's friends, everyone has been so accepting of me.
And his friends are very welcoming of her. So she's been living the life. Everyone has been welcoming of her. They love her, period. Why did the follow-up question become, does it make you sad that you're not included, that you're not accepted? She's accepted. She just said that she's accepted by his family and friends. His family and friends accepts her. Now, let's get back to the fact that her family and friends do not accept him, and she implies that they might be racist, and you ignore it, and you're asking her, how does it feel to not be accepted? She literally just said she was accepted. What are you doing?
I wouldn't say I've lost friends. There has been a lot of difficult moments with people that I'm very close to that it's been very hurtful, and I don't know exactly how to approach it. I don't know how to communicate our relationship to them in a way that they understand. I don't know how to get rid of racism and just allow them to see him for the person that he is. I don't know how to do that, and that is why I want to talk, because
Let me interview them. Ma'am, when you say you have a strong black man, what does that mean to you? What does strength look like? Now, okay, cool, fine. I actually don't care about your answer. Now, tell me about that racist family and friends you were talking about. Why do they not like her? Okay, all right, they don't like him because they're racist. Got it. Do you think racism is a good thing? No, you don't think racism is a good thing? Do you think racism should be tolerated? Oh, no, you don't think race. So why are you friends with these people who are rejecting him because of the color of his skin? Oh, you're not friends with them. I must have misunderstood, because earlier you said you wouldn't say you have lost anyone.
I wouldn't say I've lost friends. I've created.
But there are some people who you're close to that are racist. So could you clarify for me? Could you clarify for me? I don't know what you're talking about. Could you clarify for me? Because it's not making 1 + 1 is not making 2 to me, and I need you to make it make sense. Oh, I'm so, he is so irritating. He is so irritating. Even, sorry, I'm going to continue to talk. It is what it is. Even if you had a sort of narrative that you wanted to paint, black people are intolerant. All right, let's take that as your narrative. You go in there in the face of something like, I don't know, her racist family and friends. In the face of that, I don't know how you don't like deviate a little from your script, like at least a little to like investigate that kind of racism, because girl, there ain't no racism over there.
Not sad, it makes me feel extremely guilty
Why?
because I am taking a strong black man away from them.
You can keep him. You can keep him. I don't, strong black man, whatever it is, the strongest and the blackest of man, you can keep him.
But I love him, and I mean, I shouldn't be penalized for that, I don't think, but there is the reality that that is true.
What then would you say, Rachel? Because you are the black woman. What can a white woman do to be more accepted by black women?
Thank you. Good night. We wish you all the best on the song. We're all gonna buy it. Thank you.
I know you didn't do that. Rachel, here's your answer. Here's your answer. I don't care. You just look him dead in the eye and say, I don't care. You're not going to do that. Apparently you guys are friends. So you're probably going to say, oh, well, we need to be more open, blah, blah, blah. Black women. I hope you don't say black women are insecure. I hope you don't say that foolishness. I hope you don't feed into this and make her out to be a victim. She's literally not a victim. She is saying that his family and friends accept her. Why do you ask her what she has to do to be more accepted in the black community? Apparently she doesn't have to do anything because his family and friends accept her. She said she feels comfortable. His family and friends accept her. Who doesn't accept whom is her family and friends don't accept him, and she implies that they might be racist. So maybe you should ask this white man how to get her family and friends, if we're going across the board, to accept him. Or you can ask her how to get his people to accept her. I don't know their dynamic. I'm just saying, it seems like the white side over here is the problem in terms of accepting.
I don't know
She
how
literally-
to get rid of racism and just allow them to see him for the person that
Rachel,
he is.
please don't bite. Please don't bite. No matter what you say, unless you reject the premise of the question, which is that black women have an issue, if you don't reject that premise, you are going to confirm that. No, please reject that. Please. You're an attorney, right? You're an attorney. You see the setup. You see the setup. Please. She's gonna bite. She's gonna bite. And the reason is she's attempting to be civil. She's attempting to be civil. Okay, this is some. I really don't want to play the next bit. I really don't want. I know what's going to happen. She is going to accept that black women have a problem. She is going to accept it. I know she's going to accept it when she should reject it. This woman literally said she's not being rejected, that his family accepts her. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, at least remember that, Rachel. Rachel, please remember that and just bring it back up. Do not answer his question directly. Please don't answer it. She gonna answer his question. I'm very...
If the only reason she's not accepted is because she's with a black man.
There's nothing you could do. And what you said like hit me when you said you feel guilty. And you shouldn't feel guilty for loving who you love. That's their problem. There's nothing that you can do to
Stop
change
cuddling
that.
this woman.
And-
Please stop
and to
cuddling
be
this
honest-
woman. This is not it. This is not cute. I'm done. I'm over it. This is frustrating me. This is frustrating me. I don't want to watch the rest of this. I'm frustrated. This is annoying. This is the most annoying video I've watched in 2022. This. Why are you validating the foolishness? You make her out to be a victim and you make the host think he knows what's happening in reality when the lady literally just said she has been accepted. I don't care. I don't care.
Honest, I used to be that black woman. I feel bad saying that out loud, and now being in my own interracial relationship, but I was 100% ignorant. I would look and I would see a white woman with a black man, and I would automatically assume certain things. And that's because I was so closed-minded. It's a heart issue. And I say that because I used to be that person. And
I
I'm
feel
so glad
like
I'm not that person
PK's
anymore.
family
And if I go back to when
his friends, his family's friends, everyone has been so accepting of me.
So I'm sorry. I'm gonna go over there and like I'm just gonna move because I can't listen to this woman talk about validating and victimizing the I can't, no. So I'll be right back.
when I was in that place, there was nothing that you could do other than leave him to make me change my mind, which isn't fair.
Do you feel like that applies to me as well, as far as a black man looking at me?
Yeah, I remember the first time I dated outside my race. It wasn't serious, it was before The Bachelorette. And I remember, I felt every black man was looking at me like, oh, there she goes. We lost another one. It was my first date, and I just remember wanting to wear a t-shirt that said, I swear this is my first time. Why should I have to think like that?
I actually there was a friend of mine, and he actually later apologized for it, but he actually, when I was with Lindsay, I don't even know if I told you
No,
this.
you didn't. No,
But he broke me down about like, dude, you need to be with like a sister, like you need to, and I think he had a couple drinks, but I never stopped him or put him in his place. I just let him speak. I just let him speak because I said, you know, this is a lack of education. And we also have to be aware of what hate is and what a lack of intelligence is.
When I was in college as a college athlete, if there was ever a black man dating a white girl.
If you are a rich black man and someone tells you that you should be dating a sister, it is not coming from a place of hate. It is probably, well, let me not say it's not. It might be. I don't know these people. It also might be coming from a place of concern for the community. If all the people in the community who have money go and marry someone outside of their race, particularly a black man, go and marry someone out of their race, women tend to live longer than men on average. When that man passes away, his wealth gets passed to another community. If you think of communities as separated by race, then there is a logical conclusion to be drawn about men with money dating and marrying outside of their race when it comes to economic improvement of the black community. Dr. Umar, oh my God, I'm citing Dr. Umar. I feel like it's time to end the video. Dr. Umar makes this point, and I think he makes this point very well. It's not to say you should, nor should I, do what you want, but to dismiss people's concern as, oh, they're hating or they're not educated. No, it's not. There are people who are more nuanced in their ideology, and they think about the black community as separate from the white community, and the economic stability of the black community is separate from that of the white community. I think of it that way, and the reason is every census literally separates black and white in this way when we talk about black wealth in the black community and talk about black people impoverished, right? The government does it. Everyone does it. The only people who doesn't seem to do it, well, black men apparently. So let's continue.
This is a lack of education. And we also have to be aware of what hate is and what a lack of intelligence is.
When I was in college as a college athlete, if there was ever a black man dating a white girl, a white woman, it would be said, oh, you're with the master's daughter. like, oh, you're with like the slave master's daughter, kind of as if that was the black man's way to whip the master back, right? Like the white man is a king in his palace, and you can't as a black man do anything to touch the white man in society, but you can do something to lie with, to be with the princess. Don't you think that, and what would you say to the black people?
Okay. Wait. Okay. Girl, did this man just explain what If you set up white men to be kings in the castle and the white women to be their quote princesses, what does that make black men? Because if you cannot touch the white man who is the king in your eyes, which this is, whatever, let's continue with this. That means you are below the king, right? And the only way to get to the king is through the princess. Like you understand the hierarchy you've created. I know you're talking about, oh, when I was in school, but this, like, if this is what black men are thinking, girl, this is a problem. This is probably why when black men become rich, they date out, because they don't feel like they can date out without having something to give to the prince. Girl, y'all think white men are kings and white women are princesses? Okay, this makes sense. If this is how you think, this makes sense. If this is how people think, that black men dating white women actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's idiotic, but that thinking has at its core the kinds of outcomes we see in black men being the most likely to date out and date white women. This is some horrible thinking. It's interesting because he's defending black men's thought process in dating white women while also chastising black women, the black woman right there, his friend, for dating white men. So he gets to have his cake and eat it, right? Like the host, the host is just terrible here. I don't know if he is good at any other interviews, but he's really terrible here. He's pushing whatever narrative he want to push. But this is bad. Let me continue because the video is short, but he gets to have his cake and eat it. He gets to defend black men's ideas around whiteness and why they date out, and then diminishes and make the woman have to justify black women them dating out. It's a really insidious, disgusting approach to the interview, while also making black people out to be the villains who don't want interracial dating, which literally history would say you're wrong about that. I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, right? The gatekeepers for interracial marriage has never been black people. It has never been black people. White people were the gatekeepers of interracial marriage. They decided that black people could not date white people until Loving versus Virginia, when they decided that black people can date white people. But go off, sis.
People who have that ideology of kind of like you're still with the traitor, you're with an enemy.
Well, I would say that those people are searching for something, and I found it, and it's happiness. I don't have to define what makes me happy to anybody, no one. I don't have to define it to my parents, my family, no. I have to live with this person my whole life, right? So I'm sorry, I'm not coming home to you, to anybody here.
Even if, because I have to dig in on this point, because I would be remiss not to, even if there's the ideology that Lindsay's ancestors would have oppressed your ancestors, you don't feel any guilt in that.
I feel guilty by you just saying that.
No, but
I don't care if you feel guilty by him just saying it. It's not about you. It's not about you. It was not about you. It's not. I'm very annoyed. You keep interrupting to add, I am a victim. I'm a victim. No, you are not a victim. You are not a victim. I am sorry. You are not a victim. And it's very annoying that it keeps getting validated that you are somehow a victim. You are not. It's very annoying. It is extraordinarily annoying that you get to sit there and be painted as a victim by this man, by the host, and by right, like everyone up there except the other white man makes this white woman out to be a victim. That poor white man hasn't even spoken. Not me saying that poor white man. Girl, as if we don't live in a white supremacist. She annoying me though.
Like,
But
that's how you would think. Like, I'm not associated with what people 4, 5, 6, 7 generations did before me. I mean, because I'm white.
Girl, it's not 4, 5, 6 generation. Jim Crow. Look, Jim Crow was undone, not even really, by Brown v. Board of Education. So we're not talking about 4, 5, no, 6 generations ago. Stop it. And that you know what, let me not get into this. She annoying me. She is annoying me.
I think it's hypocritical though.
Okay.
Okay? So if I'm talking about changing the game, I'm talking about changing the narrative, and all of us as a black culture are talking about changing. Well, you can't want change in one ways and not the other way. If we're talking about accepting people for who they are and seeing people for who they are and loving people for who they are, and if somebody respects you, respect them back, then it shouldn't matter what color the person. People are saying this is not about black and white. This is a human right.
And I don't know exactly how to approach it. I don't know how to communicate our relationship to them in a way that they understand.
Not marrying out is a human rights issue. I hate this. I hate this answer so much. It removes responsibility. I think you should date whoever you want. Like, that has always been my position on this channel. I could not care less. Now, it is okay, but if you actually, because you can decide, I don't want to have this conversation. That is your prerogative, like, you're fine. But if you're going to have the conversation and someone brings up the historical wrongs done to black people, which a lot of people, when it comes to interracial dating, a lot of people are taken aback because of the history of black and white people in America. Now, you can decide not to engage and say, well, I've moved past that, but you don't get to chastise people for asking the question, because it is a legitimate question. It's not like, oh, slavery happened and then it stopped and you got reparation as a person who was born in America and descendants of slave. You didn't get reparation. You actually got Jim Crow. Right? And then when Jim Crow was over, we are now in this weird colorblind racist society. And so there are benefits, objective benefits that were given to people who were not black. You can say, oh, I don't want to deal with that, but you don't get to pretend like, oh, America woke up one day and decided to end slavery and all was well. That's not what happened.
Rights issue.
In closing, there was one email that I received.
Did this man just say in closing, we have not heard this man, whatever, it don't matter. I don't care.
So cute. There was one email that I received, and I responded to this woman. I said, I promise I will get it answered. And she said, Emmanuel, how can I love my black man, my black husband better? I'm gonna ask you, PK, to answer that question to Lindsay, while also realizing you're answering it to the world. How can...
Oh, I'm glad I didn't end that. I'm glad. Whoever sent that question in, period. To be fair, I don't want it to just be to them. I want it to be over here also. This is the first time I want to hear this, because this is an interesting question, right? Now, if you are a conservative, this is a really easy question to answer. You can just say, oh, just do what you're doing. It's fine. I don't care. If you are not, then you now have to consider police brutality and all of that, those things. People who tend to date out try to ignore that. Men, women don't do that. And I know this because of the study that I wanted to talk about earlier, but it is what it is. I'll find it and we can talk about it some other time. But men who tend to date out actually adopts the majority culture that they're in, and they ignore, in large part, things that are happening in the community. Women, even when they date out, tend to bring their partners into the community to invest and to learn. I mean, Serena Williams and her husband and him stepping down and there is a distinctive difference between the way men date out and the way women date out. It might not show up here, actually. I don't know why I brought this up. But I'm curious to see their answer.
A white woman love her black man better.
The number one thing that I've learned is that one of the toughest things in my life that I thought was gonna come was gonna be who I was gonna share my life with. You have to let that person in. They have to understand you. They have to know how you deal with things. So for Lindsay, she doesn't have to do anything different.
It's been very hurtful, and I don't know exactly how to approach it. I don't know how to communicate our relationship to them in a way that they understand. I don't know how to get rid of racism and just allow them to see him for the person that he is.
She asks questions all the time. She's there. The responsibility is on me to open it up and not keep that stuff sheltered inside. All I have to do is let her in, and she has to continue to just ask questions.
Rachel, I guess.
Okay, so she shouldn't be marching, apparently. She shouldn't. She just have to be who she is, and not who she is a person who is friends with racists. That is who she is, in my opinion, based on what she said. She literally said they're not accepting him, her family and friends not accepting him because of the color of his skin. So, no. She should probably, at least, at the bare minimum, cut off her racist family and friends. But you just said she didn't have to. I'm annoyed. These two men are very annoying to me. They're extremely annoying. Not Rachel. I hope Rachel don't copy and say, "Oh, he doesn't have to do anything." But please, they both have to do a lot. Send them out to learn about, I don't know, police brutality. I don't care.
It's ended by Brian.
They're killing us over here.
The PDA department.
How would you say Rachel's a black woman? How can your white husband love you better?
One of the reasons that I was so against dating outside of my race is because I felt like nobody could understand me like a black man can. And I think that thinking is problematic because I understand me and I get it. And what I need from a partner is someone who is willing to understand things as the way that I do, is willing to ask questions. One time he said, "Are you offended by me asking so many questions?" And that hurt me because I felt like, no, I'm not offended. I am so appreciative that you want to understand, you want to grow, you want to learn, and you want to try your best to get things the way that I can. At the end of the day, he's not black, so he's never going to understand my experience fully. But the fact that he's trying to and he wants to, that's all I need. That's all I need out of a partner. And I think that goes beyond just race. That's all.
All right, I'm grateful that I stand corrected. That was beautiful. You can tell, I don't know if they're still together, so I'm not even going to Google it. I don't care. But you can tell in this moment that they were actually invested in each other's process and like, this was not just thoughtful. You can tell it was real in terms of there is an investment in. So this is what I said. No, absolutely not. I told you, this is what happens. He goes over there and he goes, "Oh, she don't have to do anything." She goes over and date a white person. And as a black woman, this is generally what happens. There is a learning process that is required, and they require it for them to invest. I mean, obviously, I think this is going to change after all, because women are getting tired of like having to fight for the black community and things like that. But this is what tends to happen. There is a lot of teaching going on. I mean, we can end it here. I want to finish. I think she's done, but like that. I hope you guys see the difference. Oh, he don't got it. He says she doesn't have to do anything. This white lady does not have to do anything at all. She is saying, yeah, we're learning and we're teaching each other, and he's asking the right questions, and there is a process going on. That's beautiful. It's ratchet. I said it.
All you need out of a partner, period. Somebody who's willing to understand things the way that you should as a couple, and y'all can learn together and move forward together.
I've learned so much being with Rachel as far as black culture. Like, I thought I knew a lot about black culture growing up, you know, musically, you know, culturally and whatnot, but I've learned so much more being with her as far as educating myself. I mean, we've sat down and watched movies, you know, 13th, Just Mercy, you know, movies that really show the disparity and the horrific things that happen to African Americans on a daily basis. And I think that that's something that non-blacks need to really take a look at. You know what I mean? Because I think that'll really open their eyes.
Wow. Well, Rachel, Brian, thank you. Thank you. Lindsay, PK, it actually was supposed to be your wedding today.
I know.
It was.
I know.
I don't care. Oh, I think that might have been an echo. I don't care. So I mean, at least they're over here trying. At least they're over here trying. I'm done. I'm very much annoyed. This was a waste of my time. I am now going to be wasting your time by posting it, wasting some more of my time by editing it. But it's just not. It's not giving. The host was already biased. He already had a plan to talk poorly about the black community and how the black community is rejecting interracial coupling. And I mean, I'm not saying they're not people who reject it in the black community. There are. And I'm not even saying you can't have that as your principal message if that's what you want. But like, black people aren't the one who prevented interracial coupling. And I don't understand. Like, black people weren't the one hanging people on trees because of them dating out. Like, and in the face of being told by this white woman that her family and friends did not like the black man that she was dating because he was black, and essentially she called them racist and that she's still friends with them, you continued your narrative even though it did not fit, because it literally did not fit what was going on. I'm done. Anyway, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm very much annoyed by this video. Hopefully there's not a lot of editing. Have a good one. Bye.